Turn on your fans. Today I'm going to show you 5 things you should never do to your fan. Now, as stupid as this sounds, the first thing you shouldn't do to your fan is throw stuff in it. Now, I see videos all the time of people throwing stuff into their ceiling fans, but the reason why you don't want to do that is simply because, one, you could bend the blade arm, or you can break one of the blades, and it's really not safe to do, and you shouldn't do it. And it's also stupid too. Now, it could also cause the fan to get off balance and start shaking. And if your fan is already loose, and if you throw stuff in it, the fan could also fall. Now, the next thing you don't want to do to your fan is run it with 3 blades. Now, if your fan has 5 blades, what some people will do, and this used to be a trend that people do to their fans, but sometimes they would run the fan and just say W and M with however many blades, and that was really stupid. I don't really understand the point of that, and honestly, if you do that, it could really mess up some of the parts in your fan. Like, for example, it could mess up the flywheel if your fan has one. And your fan could really start shaking and get off balance, and it could start destroying your ceiling. It could mess it up if the fan is shaking. And I really don't see the point of that. It's really stupid. So however many blades your fan have, run it with all the blades instead of doing that stupid W and M thing. So if your fan has 5 blades, run it with all 5 blades like a fan is supposed to be used. If it has 6 blades, run it with 6. And if it has 4, run it with 4. Now the next thing you don't want to do to your fan is putting different blades on it, especially if they don't fit the fan. If you need to get replacement fan blades for your fan, make sure that the blades align with the holes on the blade arms. If they don't match with the blade arms, and when you go and run the fan, the blades could fall off, and it could hit you in the head, which is not safe. Now, if the holes don't line up with the blade arms, another thing you could do is you could make your own holes in the blades by drilling some holes, making some new ones, but I would advise not to do that. I had a Centerville, and I did the same thing, because I had to get some new blades for that fan, because I accidentally broke one of the blades on that fan, and I had to go and get some new ones. Now, I did make them fit to the fan, but generally it really wasn't the safest idea. Now, none of the blades fell off or anything while the fan was running, which I'm very thankful that they didn't, but take this from me. Don't do what I did. Don't make new blade arm holes for your new blades and stick them on the fan. Now, the next thing that you don't want to do to your fan is reversing the fan while the fan is still going. Now, every ceiling fan has a reverse switch, and it could be located anywhere. It could be on the side of the fan, which most fans, the reverse switch is on the side of the switch housing. As you can see, mine is right there. On some fans, the reverse switch will be on the top of the fan. Now, wherever your reverse switch is located at on your fan, what you don't want to do is you don't want to reverse it while the fan is still going. The best thing to do is just to turn off the fan, wait for it to spin down, and then reverse it while it's off. Because if you reverse the fan while the fan is still going, it will cause wear and tear to the motor, and the motor will wear out a lot faster. Now, if you use your fan in the wintertime, the reverse switch should be in the reverse position. Now, on my fan, I have the reverse switch in the downdraft position for the summer. Downdraft is only used for the summer, and reverse is used for the winter time. If you use your fan in reverse, it should be in the winter setting. Now, the last thing you don't want to do to your fan is spraying WD-40 in it. Now, WD-40 is not a lubricant, and it is not made for fans. If you spray WD-40 in your fan, it will ruin your fan. Now, if your fan motor is locked up, you can use WD-40, but I would be careful of how much WD-40 that you use. if you use large amounts and if the motor frees up, over time, the motor can sometimes lock back up with how much WD-40 you put in there, especially using heavy amount. Now, if you really want to lubricate your fan, I would use full synthetic oil. It's a thin oil that will make your fan last a lot longer, and it doesn't gum up over time. Now, WD-40 is only made to stop squeaks in doors and other stuff. It is not made for fans. So now you know a few things on what not to do to your fan. And if you don't do those things, your fan will last. If you take care of your fans will take care of you. So if you don't want to miss a new video on my channel, remember to ring that bell.